I have to do this. Oops. Have to do this way. I am in the coffee room that I have been in, and I am probably only going to be in Washington, D.C. a couple more days. I have been furiously doing show prep for my channel. There was a time when things were looking so hopeless that I didn't know how I was possibly going to do uh, do show prep or anything because it didn't look like how I was even going to get on the internet anymore. And now, oh, by the way, just so you know, I don't seem to be able to have a way to live stream doing the landscape thing, which is what I prefer. I really don't like this vertical view. It doesn't seem to be letting me do anything else, and I really am very new to the cell phone thing here. But since I got the cell phone, I have been doing show prep, and one of the things that I have scheduled for tomorrow, I want to feature some of my Washington, D.C. friends, and I'm going to have some of them here in this building. I'm going to be filming with them. I had a chance to go out today for a couple hours, but I was afraid of, number one, it is rather cold out there, and you're never sure how many layers you have to put on and take off. And there's a big unknown factor, and I seem to have quite an uncanny ability to get lost and disoriented, and it's kind of ridiculous because it's not like I've never been here before. But now, one of the things that's happening this week, we are supposed to get rain on Friday. Now, one of the things I need to do, obviously, before I leave here is I'm going to need to find out from Greyhound. Apparently, they changed their structure on how much the fare is, and the fare is lower some days and higher other days, and apparently the earlier you depart, the lower the fare is. So I don't know whether what has to do with the day of the week and what has to do with the time of the day, because it used to be that there was only 2 departure times. If I wanted to go to Washington, D.C. from Atlantic City, I had to prepare to arrive here at like 3:05 in the morning. And if anybody was going to be meeting me, that would really inconvenience them. I mean, think of how many of you would want to bother people and have them get you at that early hour, unless they were already out floating around. Amir, I am not at home. I am not in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I have not been there all week. I am live from Washington, D.C. I will give you a view out the window. This is nowhere near as glamorous as it actually is. This is a very beautiful tree-lined street. Looks very historic. Lots of cobblestone, lots of wonderful architecture. Lots of seems to be financially prosperous young people. I'm in awe at all these people that are in the city that seem to be gainfully employed and living these exciting lives and doing things. Thank you. I appreciate any positivity I can find. Oh, Amir, just so you know, I do not have any face masks with me. I was actually going to bring one just in case I felt safer with a mask on the bus. But you know what? I don't believe I brought one, so I'm not going to help you if anybody was expecting a mask fashion show. I still need to find out what I'm going to do about the footage from my iPad. If you saw the community post I made, I asked a question. Sometimes it might seem like I'm being lazy when I ask questions, but the reason why I do is because I only have very occasional internet access here, and I can't just, because this cell phone does not have a data plan, I can't just contact Google or Siri or any of these, Alexa or anybody, and ask questions. There are more and more places that have Wi-Fi in the city, but I haven't really tabulated them. One thing I did that will help the audio quality, I did switch on something on the cell phone that's supposed to deal with the wind sound distortion when you're filming outside and things get muffled and stuff. Since we can't control the weather, maybe that'll make it easier when I'm filming outside. I'm still going to go and get a laptop when I go back to New Jersey because I really do prefer the big screens and things. But thank you. Yeah, I figure it'd be better to post footage that's imperfect than not post it at all, and I don't want to post something that's so timely too late. You know, the inauguration was what, the 20th? The rally the day was the day before. I was here since I think the 17th this month. You know, I've been here, and the first several days I had very limited time and I wasted a lot of it going all over trying to get this phone. And when you're feeling like you don't want to inconvenience your friends and you don't want to disrupt other people's lives just because you have things to do. And that's the thing, is that world doesn't stop just because you're personally inconvenienced, but I can't use that as an excuse to inconvenience my friends. So, that's why I'm trying to do whatever, washing dishes and whatever things to try to mitigate the impact. One of the things that I'm really sad to see is, everybody's talking about how bad our economy is and the price of groceries. And OMG, they're not lying. At least what I'm seeing around here. And I haven't gotten to take a look at how the different stores are. But food, if you're paying for it, it is not cheap out here. And I haven't seen any dollar stores yet or anything. I spent so much time actually getting lost. And, I've dropped this phone twice already. Can't be doing that. But, I'm still trying to figure out this device. I really don't know what I'm doing half the time. And, a lot of things you don't need internet to play around with. All I got as far as instructions go is this little tiny folded piece of paper that shows a diagram of what things are. And I'd still like to know where you're supposed to put the 1 terabyte chip in. This probably is not even expandable, but you know what it'll do. I should be able to, if I'm thinking about what I got out of 128 gigabytes, but that was not when I was doing daily uploads. Let's see how much space my content takes up on this. What I expect I'm going to be doing is I expect I'm going to be doing a combination of content created with this, and then of course when I get a laptop, I'm going to be probably doing a lot more things in home, in studio with a laptop where I don't need to have something really, really small because I don't have to worry about getting past security, for instance. That way I can not be so quick to fill up the phone with data, pictures and video and stuff. Because, oh, thank you. I was only going to really bring a red and a blue eyeshadow, and I was going to buy, because red, white, blue is usually what I wear when I'm Washington, D.C. But then I decided to bring this palette from Urban Decay that has 2 blues, a red, 2 purples, and a silver. Because even though you want to minimize any kind of magnetic things when you have tech, because the last thing you want to do is demagnetize your data. But I hope you guys can hear me. There's somebody else in here, and I don't want to be too loud when they're doing their things. I feel very rested here and so much less stress, not having to deal with noisy churches that I had to deal with in Atlantic City, and not having to deal with ghetto people. As a matter of fact, I haven't dealt with anybody that was ghetto except for the man that ripped me off for the weed that day that I was trying to the first day I was trying to get that cell phone. Yeah, good. I'm glad I'm coming in loud and clear because I'm trying to make sure that I don't stick my fingers over the microphone things. There's like three different built-in microphones here. One is underneath the multiple cameras that are behind this, and there's some at the sides. Now, I don't understand why I can't go live as a landscape mode as opposed to in this mode, because I've always found vertical videos to be really annoying. And obviously I know I'm not stuck in this mode because every video I have made, standalone video I've made through this, and I think I only have 3 videos so far. And you may only see 2 of them because the last video I posted yesterday, I don't know that it's good enough to post. But I really don't like this format because I don't think you see enough. But no, I don't know whether I should post the third video I filmed yesterday, which was I was messing around with my guitar because one of my friends here, he has a friend who turned out is a guitar teacher, and when I mentioned that I played a little, he was looking for through my videos, hoping to find examples of my playing guitar, and I told him that I only played a wee little bit, and there is some footage of me live streaming from the Atlantic City Boardwalk, but I was told by the viewers that they couldn't hear it too well. And besides, when I'm playing out on the boardwalk, it doesn't really matter if people on the internet can hear. Not that I don't care what you guys think, obviously I do, but when I'm out with my guitar out in public, I'm trying to make a livelihood, and I want the people that can actually hear me to be interested in giving me money. So that has to be my priority, and I'm probably not anywhere near the camera because I'm trying to be out where the people can see me. So, and my calluses have totally gone away from when I was playing. So it was actually physically painful for me to play yesterday, and I couldn't even get all the way through my Squirrels song. So, and I don't care for my voice. It kind of gets on my nerves as it is. So, there, I hope this doesn't fall down. So, I hope that, again, I'm not sure whether I'm going to post what I filmed yesterday. Tomorrow, I'm going to pencil in for sure 2 videos that I know I think I can create that involve other people, then whatever else I can film by myself, because I really need to batch record as much as possible while I'm here in town. You know, I really don't want to seem like I'm promoting the city of Atlantic City, especially in light of how I feel I've gotten treated there through the years, and how a lot of my friends have gotten treated, and how it feels like the city cares more about visitors than it does about its actual residents. And if the city powers that be think that you are too poor, they definitely judge you on that. Yeah, getting calluses back is the worst. This is just, they're so smooth and stuff. And then I think I have some kind of infection. My finger is really, really sore here, and I don't know what the heck it is. Anytime I bat up against it, it really hurts, and I've been trying to squeeze it in case there's pus or something come out, and there's not. Well, I haven't been able to squeeze it hard enough, but anyway, there's a little tiny bit of moisture, which I hope it's not infected, you know. But one of the things that has been a bit of a disappointment in Washington, D.C. this year, and it's no reflection on Washington, D.C., it's that I hadn't planned on it being as cold as it was. And I always pack more than I need because I'm thinking I want to be prepared if I have a certain possibility. I want to have wardrobe for that. I packed unnecessarily some stuff for the Kennedy Center because they have most days of the week they have free entertainment stuff, and I see some people get really dressed up in formal attire there. And but the thing is, here in Washington D.C., it seems like they have uh, with the transit system. If you make your trip fast enough, you don't always get charged for fares. So if I was to say I brought another change of clothes, where the heck would I be able to put the new clothes on so that I look fancy for, getting there and stuff? And if you go back to where you're staying to change your clothes, then you might not be able to get there. And plus, did I say it's cold out here? So, I think of so many things that I brought. Oh, and I only got to wear one of my short skirts one of the days I was out here, and that didn't even count because I had the red tights underneath it. And to me, wearing a short skirt doesn't count unless you're wearing the garters and stockings and all that stuff. So I really hate it when I don't wear the things that I brought, but I really don't like not being prepared for things, and I also don't like repeating outfits too much when I film. So, I did some filming with the jacket on, and I did other filming yesterday when I took it off and I had the shirt because I thought the shirt was cool, you know. But let's see, I'm reading what you guys said. You've been playing for 20 years. Stop for a week makes my fingers hurt, especially playing bass. Um, I'm thinking I'm probably going to end up selling my bass. I never took the time to get familiar with it, and I need to. There's two things that need to be replaced on it: the tuning pots, the volume knob and the tone knob need to be replaced. And the thing is, I can either get cheap, get hardware and spend the money in putting it together. And of course, it's never been set up, or maybe it was set up years ago. I don't know. Or I can just get rid of it as is. Now, when I go back to Los Angeles to deal with my storage, I have a bunch of guitar parts. Again, I'm thinking I don't want to spend the money shipping things. So I'm thinking if I can send it cash on delivery, if that still even exists. Say I know somebody that they want the stuff. I don't want to spend money that I can't afford to spend to ship it to them. But if they can agree to take the package and they can because I have headstock stuff, I have tuning pegs, I might even have Floyd Rose tremolo for, whammy bar for the electric neck. I have an electric neck and a guitar and a bass neck in my storage. And obviously, I need to consolidate, get rid of enough stuff out of one so I can put everything in one. Because I just can't keep on paying that rent. And who knows? I hope it doesn't burn down. You know, I just don't know what I stand to come back to. Anybody else has lived in California? It's very. I know I keep on throwing out the word traumatizing. And I don't mean to overuse the word, but when you just don't know where you're ultimately going to come back to. And the most beautiful parts of California seem to have been destroyed. And, and can you imagine if you couldn't afford to pay rents and mortgages and stuff, and say you got yourself a bus, and say you had it parked most of the time. You couldn't afford to really keep it in gas because gas is expensive. So say you were living in that and you were out in the woods somewhere and they had a fire. I mean, can you imagine the people that couldn't even drive out of Pacific Palisades and all those other places, and they had to escape with their pets and their clothes on their back? I mean, imagine finally getting as much as you could out of your house and putting it in your vehicle and then not being able to get drive out because it turns out they didn't have other ways to get out. There is so much poor planning, turns out, in those communities, and I'm really guessing that Gavin Newsom, if they don't do another recall, and if Mayor Karen Bass, delightful mayor of uh, not Atlantic City, of Los Angeles, if they don't give her the heave ho also, maybe the head of the fire department too, which I'm sorry, seems to me she was a DEI hire. I know that sounds very maybe misogynistic, but it's just what it seems like to me. That she doesn't look like somebody that can deadlift 200 pounds, carry somebody off a fourth story off a ladder, which I would expect my firefighters to be able to do that. I would not try to get a job doing that because even though I did get to work out a little bit in the gym across the hall, I got to do some elliptical and got to throw around some medicine balls, and I got to lift this impossibly heavy kettlebell that was 80 pounds, and I was disappointed to find out it wasn't 100 pounds. And by lifting it, I, of course, had to use two hands, and I could only lift it to hip high. I mean, I thought I was really strong. I could do the things with it, but again, it was an 80-pound kettlebell, rather. And yeah, the weights that were on the bar, there were so many on the thing, I didn't even try to take the heavy ones off and put something manageable. But I do not claim to be in shape like I was when I was working out hardcore. Oh, but I found out some things about Planet Fitness. The people that I was working out with, they said that they are very, very strict there. And you can't drop weights, you can't grunt. So many things that people take for granted as part of the gym experience. And the price went up too. It used to be $10 to sign up and $10 a month. Now it went up to $15 a month. But I had heard through the grapevine that Planet Fitness people did not like Trumpers. So that would have been a reason for me to maybe not consider that chain, even though I always liked the idea that they had a low price. But, who wants to work out or in any way be where you're not wanted? That's what I always figured out. That the energy isn't worth it when you can tell that. But the thing is, for all the people that say they want to not be political, if they, I could totally be silent. Okay, I want to really whisper because I don't want to disturb people here. But I can be silent politically, but as soon as somebody else is wearing something, like if they're wearing an Obama thing or whatever, I figure that means they're using their First Amendment right. And if they're going to avail themselves of their First Amendment, then I will too. Okay, Vasco 23 says it seems a lot of people don't like Trump, and I'm not exactly sure why. He hasn't done anything that hasn't benefited America as a nation. That's right. Thank you. Oh man, I come to Washington. Every time I've come to Washington, D.C., it has been because I was celebrating something, except for the time George W. Bush's father passed away and his body was lying in state at the Capitol. When that happened, I did come to pay my respects. And that was, of course, when Greyhound didn't charge as much as it does now, and it was easier to buy tickets. But I did get to pay my respects. And now I understand our nation is turning 250 this year, so I'm guessing Trump might be planning some real special things for our 4th of July. Maybe by then I'll actually have a data plan for this phone. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. I was trying to they have these government programs that if you can prove that you're poor enough, they give you airtime. But the ones I was investigating, it's not even unlimited. And when you're doing something like what I'm doing, that takes a lot of data. But the important thing is I don't want to lose my channel. I want to, the 2 odd months that I was away from you guys, it bothered me so much. It was very depressing. I felt like if you can't film and photograph and prove what you're doing, does it even count? I wanted to at least be able to live stream the inauguration. And I wanted you guys to know that I was there. And I couldn't get the word out. And I was this close to maybe contacting one of those tech help services that helps you get online. I was just, it's like, what do I have to do to get back on the internet? But anyway, I'm going to keep this a little short because there's a couple of people in here and I don't think they need to hear my voice. But I am going to be filming as much as I can here in this beautiful, exciting place, Washington, D.C. And if maybe I'll find other places, other signals I can catch and stuff so that I can talk to you, because this is really, YouTube is my happy place. Okay. And I love to show you this wonderful, exciting city. Okay, you guys, please be careful, keep warm, and I will maybe talk to you guys tomorrow. Oh, yes, I am uploading something tomorrow. I will see you guys then. And I don't know how to turn this thing off. I'm guessing. Okay, yes, I'm streaming. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good rest. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.